All this. Let's welcome in North Carolina Congressman Greg Murphy. So, Congressman, you voted on the Save America Act 3 times. And Speaker Johnson says, we're probably going to have to do it again, but this time pushing it through Reconciliation 3.0. Now, that strategy does face some big hurdles, both procedural, the Senate parliamentarian, conservatives worry about spending. Is this the best way forward for this bill?
Well, Mark, we're caught not by the House, we're caught by the Senate. It is a Senate issue, and I wish some of my colleagues in the House would wake up and realize that. This is a Senate issue. It is a number issue. And if we're able to do it through reconciliation, and remember, it has to pass the Byrd rule. Yeah, that's the only avenue forward because we have some Republican senators, but for reasons beyond me, are not in favor of it. And so if we're going to do this without nuking the filibuster, which I think would be absolutely disastrous for the future of this country, that's the way it's going to have to happen.
Yeah, the speaker also said that he's transmitting the bipartisan housing bill to the White House today after last week's cancellation. So once he does that, the president has 10 days to either sign it, veto it, or do nothing, where it becomes a law regardless. What do you think is going to happen here?
Yeah, I hope the president signed this. This is a really important piece of legislation, specifically dealing with so much of the housing crisis that we're dealing with. We're reforming HUD. We're stopping institutional investment. We're cutting the regulation that really has put a stranglehold on so many of the builders and causing costs to rise up. So this was a bipartisan, a well-negotiated bill. Representative Hill was very much in favor of it, and I kind of, truth be told, on his issues with these banking issues, will follow his lead. I hope the president will sign it. If not, it becomes law in 10 days. So it's really something that the nation needs.
Yeah, I know the president took to Truth Social, I believe, late last week to express some concerns about it. Then in our last hour, we had Randy Fine from Florida, says he doesn't like any bill that Elizabeth Warren and Maxine Waters likes. If the president were to veto this over some of the policy changes made in the Senate, is that something you would vote to override if it came back to you?
Well, let's see what their specific concerns are. It's a little bit, I'm not quite sure what the issue was, because this was being negotiated by both chambers during the entire time. And I'm assuming, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm assuming they were in touch in concert with the White House. And so I'd like to know specifically what the concerns are. Could they be addressed? Are they minor concerns? Are they major concerns? And do they have merit? And so before I say, we're going to veto this, let's see what the issues are.
Yeah, Congressman, Democrats have their own issues right now. As we saw in the New York primaries last week, socialism growing in the party, and they're trying to save face with unity.
I want us to be a big tent party. I mean, I've been saying this for years. I think that it's actually a sign of a party that is alive and growing.
Our party is not homogenous. One of the things that makes the Democratic Party great is it's a big tent party. We need to stay that way.
If I were a Republican this morning, I would be deeply worried because they're having an argument about who is the most loyal to Donald Trump. We are a big tent party.
Axios comparing it to the GOP's Tea Party rebellion 17 years ago, saying that this has been built by a decade of frustration, so voters are frustrated with the party. Does that mean that socialism is really the answer here, Congressman?
Yeah, Kelsey, it's funny. They say a big tent party, but the ringleader is a socialist, if not a communist. So let's stop trying the smoke and mirrors, which our Republican colleagues love to do to the American people. They literally want to take ownership of private companies. They want to level out, basically bring misery to everybody. So, big tent party, big tent misery, really, for the American people.
Yeah, and they got a guy with a Nazi tattoo. That's a big tent. That's their tent. All right. Yeah. Congressman Greg Murphy, great to see you this morning. Thanks for joining us.
Well, up next,